And we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Save or Dice. We're thrilled to be back. After our break, we had some PAX South shenanigans, and there are some new backgrounds that we can see here. My name is Cody with Taking20, and I have some amazing people with me. We have Dave Friant with Nerdarchy. We have Jim Davis and Jonathan Pruitt with WebDM. And of course, behind the screen, we have our sexy D&D sex icon, Will Jones with Encounter Roleplay, here with a few words from our sponsors. Jim Davis.
Oh, Pruitt was going to do the sponsors.
Oh, damn it, Pruitt. He literally just said Jim, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
Hey, we want to thank our sponsors. We couldn't possibly do this without.
Let's hear from the beautiful bearded Jonathan Pruitt.
Thank God we've got a script. No, there is no script. Well, this was all in the script. The skit worked out great, guys.
All of it. Thank you. Good job.
Good job. Everybody stuck to their parts. Anyway, we're here because of our sponsors, but mostly because of you. But the sponsors help out. So why don't you go visit them, help them out. That helps us out, and everybody's happy, right? So first off, ThinkGeek. They have some fun stuff. I just got Jim Davis a bag for Christmas there. I think he enjoyed it. Fantasy Grounds, where it's a virtual tabletop. It's pretty badass. You should check it out. Also, we got Dungeon Painter Studios. Will Jones is going to create some more maps, I'm assuming. I can only assume. That's at pyromancers.com. And, of course, the go-to destination for 3D dice and miniatures, it's Shapeways. That's right. They're ways that are shaped.
Hey, I would point out that Shapeways just got a shout-out from Matt Mercer on Season 2, or what is it? Campaign 2, Session 1. His Golden Finch Shapeway die. I think I got one of those. They're really cool.
They had a pretty cool little Matt Mercer like printed miniature that you can just pick up straight from Shapeways. That's probably why. Because I gotta admit, I was like, man, that looks just like him. It's pretty cool.
Maybe it's not a Golden Finch, but it's just a really cool. They sent me for GM's Day. It's like
Nice.
now.
Send me that one as well. That's cute. We got matching dice.
Yeah, there we go. Woohoo!
Also, guys, real quick before we hand it over to Will Jones, we have heard the people. We've heard the people, and we're gonna put together a shirt for you guys. So, I don't know how many you guys are interested in a shirt or not, but we got a couple of designs. We've got the simple Save or Dice logo, and then we got the Save or Dice, really Save for Dice. But we need your vote because we're only going to go with one of them. So I just put a little post down there to a Twitter post. That'll take you to the poll. You can see both of the shirt designs and vote on there, and we'll let that run for a little bit and make a decision. And next week we will have shirts available to order, which I'm pumped because I'm definitely going to snag one of those things. So go vote on that. And Will Jones, the floor is yours.
I request buttons on the shirt so that I might undo them.
Undo them a little bit. Get a little.
The man's got a brand to maintain.
Yes, we have some Dungeons and Dragons to play today, my friends. It's been a couple of weeks, so we should remind ourselves what happened last week. No, 2 weeks ago, because I'm sure with travels and cons and work, we've just forgotten everything that's happened. So let me take you back in time to a world, the dark fantasy world of Penumbra, which our party members live in and may very well die in. They were breaking into the Falkreath mansion last time, and we got embroiled in a heavy bit of melee as they were trying to steal both 2 eggs and also murder one man named Falkreath, who, of course, is no friend of Cody's or Calium's, because he is a man responsible for the murder of his family. Now, as they broke in, along with their good companion, Hargund, who came along with them thanks to Salvador, the local crime lord who runs most of the city of Ostwald's crime rings at the moment, he helped them out as they broke in after what can only be described as shenanigans. There was a kilt. I recommend you go back and watch that particular episode. They got embroiled in the fight with the guards, and as they killed Falkreath and left him there, they managed to get away with the eggs and escape. Hargund went one way, the rest of the party went another, and they are now at large in the city of Ostwald and are, well, we'll see, I guess, here as they are making good their escape. It did come up, and I feel it's only necessary, only right that I asked the question, did Ajax escape with any more clothing? No. No, he did not. No, that all he is wearing right now is, well, let's just leave that to 4chan and some of the beautiful artwork which has been seen on.
It's really amazing. The tentacle textures are just fantastic.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
well
it. Really, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the moistness of the kilt was A+. Bellissimo. Let's begin today. It's been a couple of weeks, guys. We know what you guys look like from artwork, but let's get a visual description of what you guys look like in the freeze frame moment, which you are jumping out of the window. And of course, because Wyrme made a little discovery there at the end as well. He saw the iron circlets that was very similar to a vampire friend of theirs, and not to be forgotten. But let's start with Calium. Calium, as you are leaving the Falkreath mansion after having slain the man who has murdered your wife and child. What does Calium look like right now?
Well, Calium is just covered in blood from all the wounds that he sustained in the last battle there, and honestly, he's just kind of like dazed a little bit from what's going on, and he hasn't been able to kind of focus back in on escaping. He's still kind of got that adrenaline pumped up and all that emotion that's kind of running through him at the moment as we are trying to flee and make our escape.
Incredible. And Wyrme, what's running through Wyrme's head right now? What does he look like as he's escaping?
He's hoping it won't be the ground. as we're leaping out of this burning building, things exploding all around us, and just knowing we get to check one of the members of the 100 off our list.
Nice. Very cool. Yes, it is very much an 18 moment. Everything explodes behind you guys, like bursting out the window. Incredible. And what's going through Ajax's kilt, and what's going through Ajax's head as well as he escapes here?
So he's got his torn servant's girl dress that there's probably a nice breeze, that going through it. His thought pattern and process right now is still in a fight mode. He knows that we got to get out of here, but mayhem is on his mind. He's probably looking to also knock over a candelabra or something on his way out.
Absolutely. The final insult. Incredible. And last but fuck your candelabra. Not to mention you just murdered the man and like 20 of his guards. You're like, you know what really stick it to these guys? Fuck your candelabra.
Yeah, getting wax on his rug.
Oh, yeah. That rug really tied the room together.
It really did tie the room together.
Incredible. Last but not least, Vadin.
Vadin, he's like 6'5". He's a pillar of a man, kind of marbled skin, very, very fair. He is starting to really rethink his life and life decisions, because he's starting to enjoy the fact that this group, which has been so powerless lately, losing a rebellion, being taken prisoner, seeing their leader destroyed. He's always just been kind of in it because this group actually accepted him, but he wasn't really into the cause. And he's starting to actually get into the cause. And now that we've knocked over a few of these people, it's like, we might actually be able to do this. And he's starting to get a little more confidence. And so, yeah, as he's jumping out, he's got a smile cracks his marble face. Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight.
Cheeky little grin. An excellent kind of freeze frame moment as you guys are jumping out of the window. Explosions behind you, mix of emotions and thoughts on your faces and kilts as you escape from the Falkreath mansion. In the other direction, Hargund is making good his escape with these golden eggs in his hand. No doubt heading back to some hole that he can hide in, perhaps back to Salvador's. As you guys are rushing away from the guards. Now, I don't want to go into the scene in great detail and play out the exact way that you guys rush out. Instead, I'd like to do this a bit more cinematically, and I'd like each of you to tell me how you make your escape. And if this involves someone else, maybe you jump across a chasm, across to another building, and you take someone else with you. That can be fine as well. But just, I'd like to know how you guys get out of here. Past. Presumably lots of guards are chasing you down. Yes, you guys are leveled up as well since last we played. Thanks for reminding me, Dave. You guys are now level 6, which means that you might have a couple more abilities than you did last time. So let's go around in reverse order this time. So we had Elvadine. So Elvadine, as you're feeling a little bit more confident, you're diving out of the exploding building, you're onto the rooftops. How do you get out of here? Presumably silently. He just thinks it all inside his mind as he speaks, but nothing's coming out.
The smile broke him.
It's remarkable. He's still
muted.
He still hasn't done it. He thinks some other joke, maybe.
Damn it. Sorry.
He's like, those guys are so funny.
Everything's on one screen now. Damn it. Sorry. Getting used to a new computer. So I am going to, as we're jumping out and everything's going off, look back and see a couple of the guards that are starting to follow. I'm gonna cast a twin suggestion that they should give a hug to their friends that are coming up behind them, just to give us a little more time as we're jumping down and making our escape.
Very nice. Okay, Ajax, you're following after Vadin as he's made a quick escape out of here. What's Ajax's preferred method of escape?
So we're on the 3rd floor or something like that?
Oh yeah, you guys are up on the roof, but I mean, if you want to slide down in a cinematic way, if you want to cut your way through hundreds of guards.
Ajax is going to leap off the building onto the next one and use his shield to break his fall, even if it shatters the shield into a bunch of pieces as he lands, and does a tight barrel roll before getting up and then heading down a darkened alley.
We get a really cheeky bit of upskirt.
This classic and tasteful.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, as you roll, the camera kind of comes up just about to your skirt as you run down the alley.
Not too much.
Yeah, loving that. Ajax is now just like an anime. Incredible. Wyrme, what about yourself? How do you get out of here?
Wyrme pulls out his sack and flips it open. Salvador! And a silver snake comes sliding out of it and keeps sliding and sliding. It's 10 feet long. And the thing coils up Kubert style. And he just he jumps on the back of it and it springs out the window to the ground. It is a Jackaleye or a Jackaleye construct. They have the ability to move 30 feet.
Damn cool. So you get on your fucking snake moped and Pogo stick. He's fucking Tigger. Boing, boing, boing. I love it. Incredible. And Calium, how do you get out of here?
Yeah, so Calium, he knows exactly what's going to happen. He's going to leap out the window after everybody, and right before he hits the ground, he kind of sees a couple of guards looking up at him, and he just poof right behind one, rips into him, poof, comes up behind another, slashes his throat. They fall down. Ajax is crashing into shit and all that stuff, and basically just going to continue to slink and mist walk my way through this escape.
Incredible. So the team make good their escape from Falkreath Mansion, leaving chaos and madness in their wake and a huge burning, exploded building behind them in the rich part of town, which is certainly going to have it will be all over the papers tomorrow, and most likely their faces as well. Perhaps the bounty on them may go up even further as Penumbra's most wanted escape. Now I'd like you guys to tell me where you end up. Now we're going to do a time skip to the next day, basically, as you guys escape through the night. Presumably there's a fair amount of chasing, hiding in dark alleys, pretending that you're a plant for a while. Until the guards go by, Jedi hand waving them if you're Vadin, pretending that you're Pete, or just pogoing away if you're Wyrme. But where do you guys want to end up? Now, when I say this, this could be you want to end up in a tavern together, you will want to end up back at Salvador's, or just outside the city. You guys can have communicated before. So what do you think the team would end up as we begin today's adventure?
Would you guys want to go back to Salvador's? Wow, okay.
Fucking hell.
Fucking bad idea.
If we come back, we find out if the eggs were actually delivered or not.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to get double-crossed by Hargund.
Yeah, I think so, too. Because, we were supposed to do that, and Salvador was going to help us a little further.
Yeah, I think that's probably the go-to. I agree.
All right. So you wind up at Salvador's, Salvador's actually just a little bit out of the city, so you guys will probably come back the way that you came in, which is through the sewers, and back to the Crossroad Inn, which is basically the front that most of the thieves and criminal organizations use around the cities. Is they have taverns and whorehouses, and they kind of launder all their money through that. And it's not long as you're back in that dingy little back room before Salvador strolls back in. Kind of gaunt, ratty looking, big fur coat on, of course, and all the audacious kind of rings all over. He's got a lot of jewelry on himself. And he'll be back and I kind of swagger in with his customary way, along with a couple of heavies alongside him. Just, all right then, so what do you have? How did it go? Where's Hargund?
Curses.
Has he not arrived yet?
Oh, fuck. Right, so we've had him go AWOL. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He
And
took the eggs.
Oh, I was going to say, as long as you got the fucking eggs, it'll be fine. And then you said, he hasn't got the fucking eggs. He's got the fucking eggs. You haven't got the eggs. We are 2 eggs down, my friends. We started with 0. We then got 2. And now we're back to fucking 0.
Yes, your arithmetic is flawless.
That's right. I went to fucking school, I did, mate. Now, why did this happen? Because I heard there's a big fucking explosion in town.
yes, there was.
I can fucking see it from this window. It's actually quite nice. I don't usually get to see the city in this sort of light.
We used your man. And either he's hiding out low and he's going to bring the eggs to you, or he's double-crossed you.
Yeah, well, I think we can safely assume, because he was meant to fucking come back with you lot, wasn't he? Yeah. So, I guess this is a bit of a problem, because I'm going to have him killed. Probably going to have to cut out his tongue, possibly cut off his manhood, just have a little
Or
walk
perhaps
around.
curse him.
Could do that as well. Any form of bodily or spiritual harm which comes his way, I would very much appreciate. So, how about to get this back on the road? You go do that for me, Wyrme. Because remember how you owes me all that money? And now you've lost me all that money, and you've blown up a fucking townhouse in the city. And do you know how much the fucking bounty is on your fucking heads right now?
It wasn't our fault this time. We used your guy.
Yes. He did
Worms-
come at your recommendation.
No.
Wyrme's debt has clearly been paid this evening.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Let's not do that.
Let's do something else.
Okay, fine. 15. Raw.
I want to perceive if I can persuade him. Yeah, let's better than average. So you, he kind of takes like, all right, I tell you what, Wyrme. Your debt erased. We're evens. Equals fucking pequals, okay? But here's the thing. Bounty on your heads, sons. That is enough to set me out on a fucking cruise ship with me and most of the women here, including the brothers, sisters, second cousin, twice removed, works upstairs. You see what I'm saying? If I were to fucking hand you in, I would find myself a very rich man.
Think of this, Salvador. If you were to help us knock off a few more of the 100,
Right.
how much higher could that bounty climb? I'm just saying this may not be the best time to stab us in the back. And we could do a little bit more to create chaos in this city that would allow you to climb even higher.
Well,
Something
yeah.
to consider.
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage. He really likes the sound of that.
I think this is a great plan.
Whose side are you on?
Stab us in the back later.
Oh my gosh!
14.
All right, well, he does like the sound of it, so the DC is a little lower. He's like, I could see my way to delaying my conversation with the authorities. Yeah.
How many?
Because
how
you're
many
a smart
men does
man.
he have in here?
Smart man. There are 2 heavies in here.
2 heavies in Salvador.
You know that, the whole bar out there are his people. Pretty much everyone here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in the
In
establishment.
the current room, yeah. But these guys were watching you before, so you're in enemy territory, somewhat.
When are we not in enemy territory?
That is true.
Guys, I'm just keep.
Our respite came when we were hanging out with the freaking vampires.
I know, right?
That was the safest we've ever been.
And we ran away from
And we set needles that were. I want to look over and see how Ajax has taken all of this in. I'm gonna kind of take my lead from him.
So Ajax is just like hasn't taken his eyes off the 2 heavies, and you can, he's got his arms crossed, maybe. Oh, I'm like, and is just assuming that he's going to need to fight his way out of here, and is ready to. He's like a compressed coil, is what he's like.
Ooh, got it, that imagery.
Small.
Yeah. So Salvador basically puts that to you guys. I could see my way not turning you in right fucking now, and it may just so happen that I might have a thing or 2 for you. Because I do appreciate the sheer level of fucking carnage what you did in there. Because that was fucking art. That was godly in there. Yeah? Fucking brilliant. Appreciate the level of... And you did get the fucking eggs, even though Hargund nicked him. But that ain't exactly your fault, is it? I can't exactly blame you for that, can I?
No.
What kind of guy would I be if I fucking blamed you for somebody else's fucking actions? That would morally, I think that would make me a worse person.
I would never stoop to that claim, but
well, I know
at least the eggs are 1 step closer to you. You know who has them. You know his hangouts.
That's right.
Who he knows.
I know who he knows, and he knows who I know who he knows. So really, who knows?
I don't know.
What I'm saying, I know. Now, knowledge. No, I'm not gonna carry on with that. No. And so it begins.
That didn't take long.
No. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to set you up with a whole fucking hideout of your own in the city, right? Nice, however you want it, right? Your own fucking base, yeah? To do fucking chaos for what Salvador says you might want to do, Occasionally Salvador might have a little cheeky whisper in your ear, say, "Oi, over here, you might want to kill some of these guys." Occasionally Salvador might say, do what the fuck you want, as long as it's not over here because I'm doing something over there. You know what I'm saying? So, how's that sound to you?
You're always a shrewd businessman, Salvador.
Oh, I did go to school.
For your own purposes, and have us under your thumb at the same time.
That's right. I do have a particularly large thumb, I have been told. And not just because I got hit with a nail when I was a kid.
That's a fascinating story, Salvador. I think I don't mind taking the safe house or even being pointed in a direction so long as there's something in my path that pleases me.
That sounds like.
We do have a request of you, however.
Oh, yeah?
Needles. Does this ring any bells to you?
Don't do a lot of stitching myself, but I could procure you some if you wanted.
Needles is a person. Not so much a Stitch, more a bitch.
Right, okay. I'm familiar with that term. What kind of deal is she then? Why are we interested in her?
She has been hounding us for quite some time. It's only a matter of time before she figures out where we are, especially with the events of this evening.
Right. Right, well...
Wretched infernal crew.
So you're scared of her and you want some protection, is that it?
Not quite.
She was quite close with Calium.
Ah. Got it.
We just want to know if there are any sightings of her. She's a small girl. Leaves a lot of bodies behind.
Sociopath.
Okay. Well, if you give me a date, then I can find something up for you. But I'm not fucking connected to, just stream of consciousnesses where I can just find people. I'm going to need a little bit of time, okay?
Perhaps you've heard of a wizard named Endarian.
Perhaps I have.
She's known to collude with him.
Oh.
If that helps.
That probably does fucking help, actually. The more I know, the better.
We believe that she was heading toward Satana Rock's estate.
That helps me out a substantial amount. Because I heard there were some armies going up there that came from the city. From the Fletcher place, ain't that right?
Have you heard of any more news about that?
Well, I heard that the fucking army turned round before they even got to the castle.
That is quite a development.
Of course.
What means that there's a whole lot of blackhounds what are up there by the castle.
Well, all right. Now we know where they are then.
And they didn't finish their march.
No, they didn't.
Did the Black Hands return with this said army?
Don't believe they have. They might do. But I believe they're sitting tight right now, probably trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing.
All right. We can't even assume that Needles is with the Black Hounds. We can only assume she's coming after us. It's a matter of time before she'll find us.
Okay, well, if you got someone coming after you, then you got to go fucking after them, don't you?
Absolutely.
You got to cause enough fucking racket in this city to make her fucking turn around and come find you. And then when she does come find you, boom, you hit her with a fucking pan and a pot and you fucking kill her, bash her head in with some form of, maybe a skillet. They're quite deadly.
I'm glad we're of the same mind with this, Salvador.
What can I say? I trained some while as a chef.
Oh.
This particular
when you were at school, that was?
That was after school. I got my school training, then I went into doing a bit of chefing, yeah.
Well,
this particular quarry is quite canny and cunning.
Yes, if your men do encounter her, tell them to be wary, or you will be needing to find new men.
Tell them to run! Run!
Okay, I'll tell her to fucking run. See, what I'm thinking here is, with my brains and education, and your brute force and destruction, together, we can fucking take over this city and run it how we want. Because you want destruction to kill all the 100, and I want control of pretty much fucking everything. So we both win.
I can't find a problem with that plan.
No. Nor I. I'm glad that we've reached an accord on this.
We all agreed
You
then.
see Ajax relax a little bit.
Then I will drop by to your new place and I will give you some information on some members of the 100, what you might want to take out. Try and get a couple of them in a go. You know, more the merrier, as it were. And any information I find on this fucking Needles, I'll drop right by.
Perfect.
We look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Then let's get going.
Yeah, all right. And he gestures to the two guys. And they kind of, we'll take you.
Lead on.
Lead you out. Yeah, it's all right, that place. And he stays where he's at. You guys head out. And the two kind of heavies lead you back into the city. Same way you came back in, right? And through the sewers and into your own, private safe house. Now, rather than describing a safe house to you, let's kind of switch it back on you guys. What does this safe house look like? What rooms would you like to have in it? Because Salvador, at this point, is a very influential man in the criminal underworld. He can pretty much make any room that you want happen, and any things that you'd like in the room happen. If they're magical, it would be a bit more difficult for him, but he could probably pull off a fair amount of things. So you can describe your own rooms, I guess, or features that you'd like to have. So Calium, what would Calium like to have in this Penumbra's Most Wanted safe house?
He'd probably take the most secluded of the rooms, and anything that has a nice little blue flower that he had to climb up the mountain and grind into a smoke. Something that with probably a good view. Anything that he might be able to go open up a window and escape and make a jump to another rooftop would probably be his preference.
Cool. Yeah, so you've got like this German sex dungeon.
Damn it, he took my room.
Your 3 words for your German sex dungeon.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
A medic station? No, sir. No, sir.
It can double as a torture chamber. Think about it.
The practicalities.
Yeah.
Nothing by basements. Windows high.
So you go up high and pick out this room which overlooks a bunch of other. Maybe got a balcony, nice little balcony. Right?
Yeah,
I like it. Okay, what about Wyrme? What's Wyrme got going on?
So Wyrme goes to the basement. He's very pleased to find that there's actually a distillery down there as well as a kitchen. So he's going to repurpose these for his workshop. But one of the problems is this place was actually inhabited by some of Salvador's old enemies. And Wyrme's like checking things out. He goes to the oven, the brick oven, and he's like opening it up and looking in there. It's like cast iron in front of it. Christ, Salvador didn't even go through the trouble to get rid of the bodies. Like there's a skeleton squished in there, and there's some kegs. There's some kegs in the corner, and they're kind of like stacked up, except for in the middle, like there's still a body with someone's head that's been slammed between 2 kegs and just left there to die. Like obviously they were kind of pinned there. Christ, it still stinks like shit down here. All the cleaning and scrubbing I'm going to have to do, not to mention the cobwebs. And I think I even end up fighting a giant spider at some point.
It's definitely a whole side
to a standstill, and we just agree that he can have that corner, and I won't fuck with him, and he won't fuck with me.
So you guys like, where's Wyrme been the past days? Like, he's raiding the dungeon down in the basement. He'll be back.
Do we just hear like a loud gunshot go off from downstairs?
No, he's dueling with a broomstick, and the spider, the spider leg is like a rapier.
I love it. Yeah, it's like a WoW intro quest down there that you go for us. It's amazing, incredible.
I see it as like a Charlie Day episode of Always Sunny, but with Wyrme instead.
Here's his whole bonus episode. Incredible. Ajax.
So I'm imagining that this place is somewhere near like the tannery district or something, someplace where it stinks, just absolutely putrid to keep people away. So Ajax will spend somewhere sometimes some place where there's some fresh air, like maybe if there's a back patio or a little side yard or something. He'll set up out there for the time being. I don't know what's out there. It's
reading his newspaper out on the patio.
Yeah, he needs his me time. Yeah, he needs his me time to recharge his rage.
he does crosswords and puzzles. Yeah. He's like rage.
He's got his spectacles on, his little pencil.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And what about Elvadine? Every time, Pruitt. God damn you.
In hell. Sorry. Anyway, Elvadine will be in the most centralized room possible. He wants to be like at the heart of the house, wherever that is, where there be a master bedroom kind of thing. Just some place where he can spend a lot of quiet time in meditation, thinking about the things he's done and the things he has yet to do.
I like it. So it's a couple of days spent at this place as you get the vibe from the new place. You go visit the local shops, you see what's about, and it is like Jim said in the Tanners district. So it really does stink around here most of the day. Not many people are around. This isn't a particularly quiet area, and most of the people in this district are Salvador's people anyway. So you're not really going to get uncovered by the guard force or the knights that are around. And a lot of those are apparently on the take as well. So Salvador has secured a fair amount of security for you guys within the city. He drops by a couple of days after you guys move in. As he promised, a couple of heavies bowl in. He swaggers in and sets down a parchment on the table. He says, "Good morning, everybody. How are we all fucking feeling today? We good? Are we good? Oh, nice patio. I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good tiling on that,
It's nice and airy.
Yeah.
Yes. What did you find out?
What I find out? Well, I found out a few fucking things. First of all, about this Needles, right? She was on the top of your agenda.
Yes. Yes.
Let me tell you the agenda, Brenda. Let me tell you the plan. Here's the thing. She was up near that Castle Rock for a while, right? You mentioned her going out young and all that. Well, I've heard that I haven't seen no reports of her coming from down there at all. But what I can tell you is the Black Hands, the ones she said she was leading and then wasn't because she left or whatever.
Yes.
Well, they have moved in to Castle fucking Rock. Okay? So that castle now has got my man on the inside reckons that there is a guy, a very tall guy in there. Yeah, kind of pale fucking looking. Sure. Handsome as hell, I'm told. There's apparently another French guy that's there as well who's apparently very sexual. But bit of a deviant from what I've heard. But, then there's also this little kid in there who looks after the ravens.
Tad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Good little look. Yeah, he's little, so Tad. Yeah. And there is also this girl. What you described to me. What with Needles? It's crazy. Needles. Psychopath. Yeah. Sounds like the one.
It's a kind word for it.
That's right. And she is there. What with the others? With the Black Hands, and with the army there as well. So I reckon they got 500-600 troops in Castle Rock at the most. It's pretty fucking full. It's one of the fullest fucking citadels around right now. So I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know what she's doing, but I've heard that she's there and they're with the others and they ain't fighting, if you know what I mean. So if they ain't fighting, probably fucking.
Yeah. It could very well be that they decided to set aside their differences to punish us.
So you was working with the Castle Rock guys, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they have. Maybe they ain't. What I'm telling you is they ain't fucking fighting. So.
Very well.
There's that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. But they ain't making no move down to the capital. Problem is, if they fucking did, capital might be in a tad of trouble, Could
you get a message inside this castle?
I sure could, mate. I sure could.
We need to reach out to Tad. What do you think? Is he trustworthy, Wyrme? You had the strongest bond with the boy.
Was his apprentice, after all.
He did work with me, but who knows what they've done since we've been there. He could be a vampire.
But he would know what's going on. Is it worth the risk? Salvatore, is your message line back to us secure?
Haha. I got a washerwoman. Yeah? She washes, not women, despite the name, she washes clothes. And she is a woman. She is a washerwoman. You see, she washes things. And I must tell you about the brief period of time I was a washerman. But she is also special, clever, like me, but even more educated. She's educated in the dark arts of things. You know, some of the stuff what you lot is rumoured to have done during the War of the Roses. War of Thorns, right? She has a way of contacting people, what means you can have a fucking conversation with them, even though you ain't there. Like, I don't buy into none of that. I let everyone else do that. But might be something you're interested in if you know the fucking kid and trust him. You could have a chat with him at your own risk.
Of course, it could be worth at least reaching out.
And you could definitely do with your clothes being washed. So it could be a 2-in-1.
She can wash clothes at a distance as well. That's powerful magic indeed.
We must find out what has happened to Ajax's son.
Can't do that.
Yes, I'm curious as well.
Can we arrange a meeting for tomorrow at noon?
Tomorrow at noon. So it is. Salvador has made it happen.
Perfect. You're a man of your words, Salvador.
Yes.
Thus far?
Yes, I am. Now, agenda number 2. Second on the agenda. Someone taking minutes for this, by the way. Was about the 100. Thank you. About the 100. Because you kill a fair amount of them. So here's the thing. Most of them are scarpering up. There is rumours on the streets what you lot are going around and fucking assassinating members of the 100. I can't imagine why. Maybe because you blew up the fucking place and killed people. But that means that they are going into a little bit of fucking hiding, which means we need to draw them out somehow. Best way to draw out a fucking noble, a big fucking festival, mate. Big fucking festival. It just so happens that it is a festival what is happening fairly fucking soon. Yeah? It is the festival of the something or other. It's a cow. I think there's a sun involved. I don't really practice myself.
Yeah. I know the one.
Yeah, that's the one. And big fucking festival. And that's what they all come out for, isn't it? And they all do fucking speeches and talks. And at these fucking speeches and talks, that's where you can kill them. At the big fucking festival. Yeah?
How many fell at the party?
Oh, I think you got a fair few of them, mate. I think that number is more than I could count on my 3 hands.
Well, that's very good. I'm
Excellent.
Kudos, Wyrme. Your plan worked. Seemed to work perfectly.
Never underestimate the power of explosive poultry.
I never will. Never, ever.
Big fucking festivals out in the streets. Like when they killed that woman, that fucking one that's up on the tower.
We were there.
That one.
Yes.
Like that one.
Yeah.
Well,
thing is, right, at these big fucking festivals, they got a lot of nights on, right? And you don't want to be dealing with these nights. Because previously, what you've done, right, is you've gone in and then you start killing people and then people start killing you because that's their job, innit? How about this time you're prepared of old Salvador? How about we get a couple of the nights what is there to get on our take? Yeah? So they turn a blind fucking eye when you start murdering everyone. And then you go all fucking happy-killy, shooty, spree on everyone in this big fucking festival. It'll be the best festival. Festival.
The bestival.
Yeah, what's what they call it actually? That's a street name, festival.
The bestival with the cow and
The cow and the sun and the big fucking festival. Yeah.
I think that's great. If we can get some of the guards to turn their cloaks, that would be a advantageous situation.
This might be a situation where, and I kind of look over to the rest of the group, where Needles might understand that this type of plan might come together. We should definitely, and I kind of look back over to Salvador, we should definitely make this arrangement to speak with Tad before this festival.
I've got one other thing as well, but it's not for a little while. It's celebration of the Emperor's coronation, couple weeks' time. Which means that they're all going to fucking be there. The ones what are left, that is. And it's going to be a big fucking event. In the bell tower, you know, the one what that woman is strung up on, you know, that throwback to episode 1. And she will be there, up there, dead, but the Emperor will be there, as well, and probably all of 100 will have to come as well. Of course, that's big talk, right? I don't know if I want to be involved in that just yet, as things stand, but if we can weaken the fucking knees, you know, make them all a bit wobbly, all a bit shaky, all shaking Stevens like, and it'll be fine. Maybe.
Yes.
Spook them, make them make a mistake. Then we could attack them and maybe really make our mark.
Yeah.
I believe it would be poetic justice to drop that bell tower on top of that ceremony.
The problem is with that is you would need a whole fucking army.
To get into the bell tower?
Well, if you want to get out.
I'm less interested in getting out than I am in bringing it down on top of them all. We'll figure it out later, what happens afterwards.
Are there paths beneath the structure?
No. Listen, if you want to get in that bell tower, you've got to walk through the front fucking door. It has been tried, and they string most people up there, those that try and get in another way. There's a couple of lads that I snooped from back when I was a tunneler, and they tried digging in there once to steal all the jewels and shit. Yeah, it's back 10 years ago or so. They got found out. And, they poured fucking cement into them until they were cemented, if that makes sense.
Sounds unpleasant.
It was actually. It was quite unpleasant for them.
Yeah. What about going up the side? Get to the top and then go down that way.
Try fucking scaling it. There are lights up there. Most people in the city might be able to see it. Had to find a way to get those lights off.
Yeah. Then that draw attention that way as well.
Could do. Could do.
I can make it up the bell tower if we need it.
That's true. Well,
Well, you got that to plan for. We can think about that, you know.
It's not for a while now.
Big fucking festival. Later on, let's go suicide ourselves off in this giant fucking idiotic plan for like some kind of finale.
Salvatore, as long as you're getting paid, I'm sure it will all work out.
Oh, right. Yes, it'll work out. Yeah.
It'll work out.
We just need a big enough distraction.
Big enough distraction. And a couple of knights on the take wouldn't hurt either. And a couple more dead 100 members wouldn't hurt either. You've taken out about, 20 of them so far? If you could do that over again, then the odds are, well, you know, you've got 40 of them. You only got over you got halfway to go. That leaves you with 50, right? So you got halfway to go then. Yeah.
One of them's a coward or a stupid and will make a mistake. The more of them we kill, the more panicked they'll get.
Absolutely.
The more jittery. The
there is
weaker ones
another
will break.
Salvatore, how good are you at spreading dissent?
Dissent? Well,
what if we were hired, or perhaps it got around that we were hired by one house of 100 to kill another?
All right, the sound of that. See, that's the other option, isn't it? Because you got a big fucking festival here, which is nice and big and splashy, but also pretty fucking dangerous, right? Difficult. Other thing we could do is try and fucking get them to kill one another and play fucking politics with, get inside their fucking heads.
If we were to get to this festival, if we were to get to this festival and do what, and I look over at Ajax, we do best, what kind of rumors could you spread? Could you fan the flames of panic a bit?
Here's what I'm thinking. At festival, tensions do get high. People do get in fights. There's a lot of drinking going on, right? Yeah, a lot of all sorts of cows and the sun. What if a couple of well-placed assassinations, planting of a little bit of evidence here and there to throw a couple of houses against one another, because they're all going to be there at the fucking festival. And then we start something there, a little bit of street violence, maybe something along those lines. Maybe we let them all play it out for ourselves at the festival. Set it up. Rather than going in there swinging your fucking dicks around and your swords and getting attacked by knights and all that, save ourselves a little bit of trouble, maybe.
Now you're thinking...
That sounds like a good
what
plan.
I'm thinking.
Well, I went to school, mate.
It might be better than my plan. It involved 20 chickens and leather harnesses.
No, I want to hear it.
Live chickens.
I want to hear it later. Later, I will hear that.
I don't think using livestock's a bad idea, Wyrme.
Now, if we
no one ever expects suicide chickens.
Never.
Yes.
Not even the chickens. And then afterwards, we eat.
That is fucking biblical, mate. I love that. Chickens what kill themselves. But wait, how does that, what does that achieve, per se?
Mayhem. Strap a bomb to one of those chickens.
To all of those chickens.
To all of those chickens.
I thought
all
that...
those chicks.
Yes, I thought that was just a given.
And then after they all explode and kill our enemies, the chicken meat is already cooked. It may get mixed with our enemies. This may be a problem for you humans.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column fucking B, yeah. I'm hearing you.
Well, I'm sure you will have plenty of opportunities to be creative.
I trust that Wyrme.
But your plan is really good too. We could do that.
Speaking of eating human meat, there is this one group you might want to have a conversation with in the city. Bunch of guys and girls who have a certain proclivity, if you will, for meats what tastes like chicken, but what ain't chicken, or actually they're human meat, is what I'm trying to say. They eat a bit of that. They are a bit fucking crazy. But they are the best people at fucking killing anyone. They're the best assassins in the city. They're called the Kabbalists because, well, everyone thinks they're fucking cultists. Don't know if they are. And it's a bit of a play on words because you think cannibalists, but it's just Cabal. See what they did there? It's quite clever. It's like a play on words.
It confuses their enemies.
Yeah. It does. The world building behind that is impressive.
Superb. I can appreciate their sense of gallows humor.
Right.
Might be worth talking to them. Depends on where their loyalties lie.
Yeah, they're not turncloaks, are they?
Wait a minute. That sounds like a fantastic name for an audio-based podcast. He says, no, not such. They ain't no rebels, as far as I know. Didn't support neither side. They're kind of the, in-betweeners, if you will.
Let's have a chat.
Right, if you want him, ask for Lucy down at the Red Skirt Inn.
We can do this, but I'm going to need a little help, fellas, to help me stay strong. See, before I started dealing with the humans, we kobolds, we eat whatever, but then it seemed really rude to eat the people you do business with.
Right.
So I had to go cold turkey. I don't want to fall back into my old ways.
Did you do it with cold turkey?
Was it suicide turkey?
Sometimes, yes, whatever it took.
Man, you've been down to the bottom.
Sometimes I just look at Ajax's big plump rump and I just can't help myself.
Well, in that kilt, I can't blame you.
Wyrme, I think you'll be able to control yourself. Yes.
Yes, I will do my best.
We won't let you backslide.
It's been many years. I've been clean many years.
Well, I'm sure you will be for many years to come.
And I think I speak for everyone. We are happy to hear of your sobriety. So, gentlemen.
Yes, friends aren't food.
Let's meet with this Lucy.
Very true.
Let's meet with this Lucy. Let's speak with Tad. And let's plan one hell of a festival.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, then. In that case, is there anything else you need me for, boys?
No.
Good. Good. I've got to go back to the Tanner district and do some fucking tanning.
You've done plenty for us, Salvador. Thank you.
More than welcome.
Any
What
news of Hargund?
Oh. Yeah. He took a really big foot. You know when you slip? You know when you're walking down a set of stairs and you slip? Well, that happened to him, actually, only last night. Yeah, very unfortunate. You know them big steps what are on the side of the castle walls up there? That, you know, like 100-foot. Real bad coincidence. Funniest thing is, though, he didn't even fucking die. So I got him strung up back home. If you want to drop by and say hi, then you can do. Oh!
Were you able to locate your reward?
He goes into his pocket and brings out a tongue. He would have said hi. It kind of plops on the table. But you know,
It's unfortunate. I liked Hangren up until he double-crossed us.
Well, you know, it happens, doesn't it?
We appreciate the update. I'm sure all of us wanted to know.
I'm sure he'll be around. If you want to drop by, you know, he really wants to see you. He can't stop raving about you. It's all he talks about.
Well, he might have to wait.
In the meantime, if you want any jerky, I've recently come into a very large supply of it.
We might take you up on that offer.
I'll take some of that jerky.
Have to warn you, some of it is suicide jerky. As such, a little bit burnt and crispy, but other than that, all good.
As long as it's not pumpkin flavor.
It is the season, Wyrme.
No, I don't believe they are. There was an unfortunate incident. Lord Friant had a near-death experience. Yeah. All right, then. I'll see you later. And he heads off. Leaving you guys alone.
To eat the leftover jerky.
Leftover suicide turkey jerky.
All right. So we've got a meeting with...
Let's meet with Lucy.
Lucy, an oracle, and then...
Yeah, we're going to meet with
Lucy
Tad.
was the cleaner, and then the other people were the cannibals.
No,
Cannibal
Lucy
assassins.
is the cannibal.
Yeah.
And our meeting with Tad is tomorrow at noon.
We didn't get a name of the washerwoman, did we?
No, we did not.
That might be for the
Washerwoman
best.
number 1.
Yeah, you can
it's
definitely. You can definitely stop Salvador for a name. He says Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah. Ruby.
All right. Well, let's get our meetings in order then.
Yes, you guys have a busy
Just-
schedule.
Man, we really gotta
So
keep these
let's-
meetings.
It's funny how art imitates life, isn't it?
Fuck
We're
man.
going to need an assistant for this. Where's Dad when you need him?
Or we have a meeting with him tomorrow. So
Meeting.
We replaced him with Doug. Let's you want to head over and let's meet with Lucy first, right? And then we'll have our meeting tomorrow with Ted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we want to go look for Lucy at the Red Skirt Inn.
The Red Skirt Inn. Well, my friends, the Red Skirt Inn is a bit of a cat house. You realize as you're coming close to it. It's actually far from the tannery. You kind of come to it. There are ladies of the night outside. There are men of the night outside as well. And inside there is this kind of soft red glow coming from it. Being in the town's district, it's not the most spacious or possibly clean in many ways. Cat house that you might find around. But it's sizable for the area. And there are plenty of people outside. There are people like handing flyers out to people in the street as well. They're having like a big night. This is like their Friday night out kind of thing. You watch as a stag do go inside, and you also notice that everyone who comes in gets a complimentary plate of jerky to nibble on as they enter in.
Very good.
Yeah. There is a gentleman who's kind of calling out these flyers. Come on in. We got all sorts on tonight. We got Lucy on tonight. The woman with the thighs that are on fire. Sometimes, literally, not all of the time. There was only one time. We don't talk about that anymore. It was very secure, located fire. Nothing like that is going to happen again. But she has thighs that are on fire. Come on in. And he's just shouting out these people are kind of trying to draw in traffic.
That came a little too easily to you, Will. I'm just
it did, didn't it? Yeah. Something inside of me came alive just then. Yeah, I think I found my.
Just jumped right into that one, didn't you, buddy?
Yep.
What can I say? It's not my first time.
Ajax will take a flyer. Thank you.
He says, "Oh, come on in, my good sir. Come on in. Have you been here before? Is this your first time?"
First time.
Oh, first timer.
Where's some of that jerky? Is it an aphrodisiac?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, some say it has quite the opposite effect. But
No, never. I'll save it for later.
Would say it is. Others would say that it is the only thing that gets them going. There was this one guy that came by here, and he was more interested in the jerky than he was in the turkey, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, the thighs and breast, yes.
He slaps you on the rump.
We're here to see a particular performer. Goes by the name of Lucy.
Lucy Goosey, they call her. Want to know why? You have to go in and find out. But what I'm saying is she's loose. She's a loose woman.
So you're saying she smells foul?
No, not. I see what you did there. Oh, that was good. Oh, you better not apply for the job in there. About here. Because you give me a run for my money, wouldn't you, sir? Oh, you're very good, I see we have a comedian here, a bard, if you will, a bard extraordinaire. One of the older folk is here amongst our very halls, and he is looking to get laid. What kind of, clientele-wise, you're one of them elfy types, right?
Yes, something like that. Not quite an elf, but something different.
Sure. Right, we do have some elven boys as well. Anything that you're looking for, we can make happen.
Well, I'm quite all right as it is now. Maybe I'll see Lucy first and see if I might move on from there.
Oh, Lucy Goosey Twoosey. Yes. Well, if you want to come in, the admission is a gold piece.
Okay, I'll pay him a gold.
We're gonna toss him one.
Yeah, and he kind of, as you give him the gold, he realizes that you've got a little bit of gold there. And if you're interested in a bit of information, then that is also a service that I provide.
You will be a little loose with your knowledge as well, huh? I'll slip him 3 gold and be like, what can you tell me?
But just so you know, it's not knowledge that she's loose with.
Wow. Knowledge.
We're picking up what you're putting down.
Good. Well, okay. What was that question again, sir?
You said that you have knowledge. You have
Knowledge.
You know things.
I do. Like many people around here, I too went to school. So, what kind of knowledge specifically are you after?
Have you ever noticed any of the 100 frequent your establishment?
100? Well, I suppose I have. Yes. But they don't always wish to be seen.
Of course not.
Sense, but I have seen one. His name is Alistair. He's a bit of a slimy bastard, and he, well, by all accounts, doesn't exactly treat the girls very well. Many of them complain about him, and well, the ones that do get him are, well, always trying to change their rota so they're not here on the night that he comes, if that makes sense. Oh, God. I mean, he's here.
Yes, he's here. Yeah.
What type of dishonorable
Probably
man
the same
would
either way.
treat a lady in such ways?
Yeah. In it.
Well, then, I don't suppose that he might be here this evening.
I don't suppose he would, but if he were, then I imagine that he might be in room 47.
Oh,
thank you. I'll slip him 3 more gold. Thank you.
He says, I know who you guys are. Doing good work.
I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about, and I'll give him a knowing nod.
Come on, everyone's heard of you, Pete.
We're famous.
Yes.
Tell no one that Pete was here.
Yeah. We like to work quietly. Room 47, you say?
If anyone asks, just put us under the name of Vanderhouse.
Already done.
That's Pete Vanderhouse.
That's Pete Vanderhouse to you.
Ajax is already inside.
Oh yeah.
Somebody else had to get his cover charge. He forgot his wallet.
I'll give him another gold. Damn it. I'm always cleaning up after you, Ajax. How ironic.
Nowhere to put the wallet with the kilt.
Left it in the dress, did we?
He's got his handbag with him.
I'm gonna kind of lean over to the guys. Lucy first, or Sir Alistair? I'm afraid if we go after Alistair first, it might not be afforded the opportunity to speak to Lucy.
It could precipitate into an untenable situation, so yes, I believe we should talk to her first.
Can talk
If
to
you
her.
like, I could always wait outside of the room for him if he makes a move.
I like that idea.
Yes.
Someone needs to keep an eye on in the door to 47.
Trust me, if something goes down, you'll know.
I'll volunteer for that. Yeah, so I'll watch 47 to see if anybody makes a move there.
Okay.
I mean,
so are both Wyrme and Calium then doing that?
That'd probably be better because Wyrme is very recognizable.
Okay.
You're also a smoother talker if you got to talk to Lucy. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Who, me?
Not Calium.
Oh no, I figured that. It's just Wyrme said he would watch the door, and then you were like, "I'll watch it." So.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I will jaunt off with Ajax.
Well, this is awkward.
Is there
Let's go talk to Lucy then, buddy.
Stage area or a champagne room or something?
So Wyrme is going to hide in a dark corner outside of 47. If Callum wishes to join him, we can double team that task and let the other two.
Not in this place.
It's the perfect place to do that.
Not in this place, buddy.
Where else would you?
Jesus.
Let's Eiffel Tower this door.
Once you go kobold, you never go back.
Dave might be a little dated for that, Will.
All right.
Alrighty. So we've got we've definitely got Ajax and we've definitely got Vadin who are going out, and Calium, if you want to come along for the ride, feel free. So as you guys enter, this is basically the kind of waiting room, kind of / bar area. People are getting drinks, kind of girls and guys in here who are clearly workers at this place are sitting on people's laps, trying to entice people to come into rooms with them. Basically, it seems like there's a system here via which you're going to come in. You don't register your name or anything like that. You sit down, you eye the kind of person that you're looking for. You might speak to the kind of matron here who could direct you to the kind of person that you're looking to spend a night with. You go to the front desk, you pay up there and give any details. You might pay more for not telling your real name, whatever. And then you go to the room, right? So you walk into this area, plenty of people in here. Some of them are kind of like dock worker types. Some of them are just from a tannery district. You'd see the occasional noble kind of lookalike, but it would be quite a low level of noble in here. Wouldn't be a member of the 100s outwardly hanging out in this place. The member of the 100s, third cousin question. So you step into this area. You can find the door up to 47 is up a staircase. The problem being with immediately getting there would be you have to, probably find a way up there. There are bouncers around to prevent people from just like going upwards in case. For the security of everyone involved, they make sure that is the case. So before you guys can get to watching the door, you would have to get up there to the higher areas. Secondarily, of course, you could just wait by and see if anyone were to go in that you recognized.
Okay.
By the way, Calium, you could, in fact, all of you guys, because you were in the War of the Fawns, could roll me a history check to see if you have a visual description of what Sir Alistair looks like.
Oh, yeah.
That's a thing.
It's a whole thing.
23.
7.
I got a 3.
20.
Oh, boy. Wow, no 4s so far.
No 4s yet.
So close.
Oh, it's gonna hit. It's gonna come in a wave.
Why'd you have to bring it up, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, wow. What a mistake.
Hey, Will, can we get a long rest in Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, how do I do that? Goodness.
I'm not sure. I just don't have any spell slots.
You can do it from the combat tracker. Actually.
Can you do a thing I have no knowledge of how it's done? Yeah, I'll make sure I know this here. So that's the scene you guys see before you. What would you like to do here?
Were we gonna get an idea on what he looks like?
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yes, and I'll try and find the sweaty thing for you guys. You have a visual description of what Sir Alistair looks like. He's a guy in his kind of 30s. He's married 4 times, and some of them, those marriages have ended in slightly suspicious circumstances. On that 23 there, in that his ex-wives end up dead in one way or another. He's, of course, in no way connected. Tragic loss, but he quickly remarries. He's basically a career husband. Like, he has married his way through higher nobles, seemingly probably killed them off to get their wealth resources, because, of course, when they die, all of the land goes to him, because he is the bloke. So he's a bit of a slimy git, and it's probably not much of a surprise to find him in a place like this. Especially given the talents that you've heard of some of the ladies around here.
Very talented.
Oh, yes.
So we've got someone watching the door, and then we need to find Lucy, talk to her for a bit.
What's up?
Is Lucy on stage, or is she making the rounds?
You could probably ask someone. There's like a matron going around. This woman also in her 50s, who probably used to be a woman of the night herself, and now just runs the establishment. She's got a lot of makeup on.
We'll call her, just try to get her attention. Call her over by rubbing, have a couple of gold, rubbing them together.
Alrighty.
I think that we both should seek out someone who will enjoy both of our companies. So Calium and Wyrme need to find a girl. That way you can get upstairs
Because this went so well last time, buddy.
Well, these are whores. We'll just leave them and you just go up there.
I love
God. We love our sponsors. We want to give a quick shout out.
Yeah.
Saber Dice, everything your parents told you that Dungeons and Dragons was and why you had to stay away from it. We need some demon summoning up in here, Will.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the last thing we need.
Why? Why, Jim? Why?
Bring in the goat.
Why not, Cody?
Bring in the goat.
Yeah, I'll procure a lady. Shing, shing, shing.
Yeah, she comes on over. Oh, hello.
I don't say anything.
Oh, that's not nice.
Just.
I'm working.
You need to tell her that she needs to be okay with your kobold friend to watch. It's the only way.
I have some friends.
Yeah.
Can I help you in some way?
I'm just gonna procure. Well, we can fade to black if you want, buddy.
It's just a means to get upstairs, Cody. You're not cheating on your wife.
That's exactly it. I love you, Georgie. I love you so much, sweetheart. I just want you to know that.
I think
by the way,
Will's gonna want to see some real heartfelt role playing here.
By the way, Will, take some notes. Take some notes, Will. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna rock your world.
I'll get the matron's attention and ask her if Lucy is up for talking to a couple of gentlemen.
Absolutely. She says, Lucy, I suppose, yes.
I can hear Jim in the next room. Sorry.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm professional. I'm good to go.
Yep. All right, I gave you guys a long rest. I've
Awesome.
found the book.
See, there was a reason for everything that we do.
Yep.
Give the DM time he needs.
Yep, that was all just scatting.
Mhm.
Just it's beautiful. That was improv right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kidding. This is all scripted. Just stick with script. Yeah. She says. So, what kind of experience are you looking here for tonight at the Red Skirt Inn?
We've heard tale far and wide, as it were, of Lucy and her expertise. And just wanted to see if we could have a conversation. Little oral discourse, so to speak.
Of course. Well, I'll let her know, and I'll be right back. She comes down a few moments later with Lucy. Lucy is small, short, like black hair, which is like cropped, and she kind of comes down, sees the two of you, and smiles and says, yes, how can I help?
Just wondering, how much would it cost for a little bit of your time?
Oh, we don't.
Between the three of us.
Oh, we don't need to talk about money right now.
Great.
Well, then perhaps we could go to someplace a little more private to continue this oral discourse.
Of course. Well, we must go to the desk, and there we will talk about money. But tell me a little bit more about yourself before we go anywhere. What is it you do?
What is it I do? Well, I try to help people. I help people see the light in themselves. Bring it forth.
Really?
Yes.
That is very noble work. Are you some kind of priest?
Some kind of priest, sure. Yes.
Or a cleric, perhaps, or maybe a dissenter.
Maybe. I could teach you a few scriptures out of the good book, as it were.
Oh. I'm sure you could. And your friend here?
Just a day laborer down by the warehouses.
Mm-hmm. Is that so?
Mm.
Well,
he's a meat packing man.
I can see that. She says, looking down at the kilt with great interest.
Mm-hmm.
Anime eyes go huge. she heads towards the kind of front desk to chat money. And there you procure a room, basically. And she begins to head upstairs.
We will follow her.
Leads you into a room. And inside here, kind of like big sofas everywhere, huge big bed, like heavily scented in here to cover up a lot of other smells. And she kind of turns. So, what is it that you are? Well, why don't you come sit down here on the couch with me?
I'm fine standing, thank you.
We have our other chicks with us, right? Like, I want to take them to the other side of the room so that they can't hear what Vadin is discussing with Lucy. I want to take them out of earshot.
Okay. Okay. So you wanted to get... Okay, understood. So Calium is with some other girls in the other side of the room?
Well, I figured they would get their own thing, and that way Wyrme could get away upstairs so he can watch the door, while Calium does whatever he can do to maintain the cover.
Okay.
Not much.
I'm gonna get you laid, buddy. you just got revenge, man. It's time.
For my dead wife!
Right, it's time to let it go.
Right.
It's time,
Talk about
Calium. Moving on, yeah.
It's time, Calium.
You've closed the circle.
Elvish wife that lives hundreds... All right, buddy.
Rebound. That's suicide jerky turkey here for real. Oh, yeah. So, she says, what is it you wanted to talk about then?
We were led to believe, do you know a man named Salvador?
Salvador?
Yes.
I know a few gentlemen of that name. He does not come here very often, though.
Well, he sent us to you because you might be able to help.
Oh.
He told us that you are part of an organization, a group, as it were.
Oh, so that's Salvador. Well...
El Salvador, yes.
Salvador.
The Salvador.
The Salvador.
Oh, no, that one. That rings the bell. Salvador owes me a lot of money.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, that seems like something you should take up with him, though.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm saying that maybe his word is not one that I should trust. After all, I was promised payment.
Well, perhaps we are the payment. Perhaps we could do something for you, thus erasing his debt. You could help us. Everybody wins.
Perhaps so. You are gentlemen of some repute around here.
Yes. We work best at night, so makes sense.
Of course. Phil, you know, I did a job for Salvador only the other day.
Oh, did you?
Involving a tongue.
Ah.
Yes. We saw your handiwork then.
Oh, yes. Quite a precise incision, was it not?
Yes.
The gentleman is still alive, yes?
Oh. For now, I suppose.
It's quite complicated to pull off without killing the subject.
Thank you. I try my best.
Never mind. Ajax almost asked the question, doesn't he?
So, how could you help me is the question, I suppose.
Well, how could we help you? Do you have anything necessarily that needs doing? Perhaps taking care of problem clientele?
Oh, you speak of Sir Alistair.
We do, in fact.
Yes. He's on our list, so to speak.
Perhaps. He is of little consequence to me. You see, he does not get along well with the other girls. They all take the shifts off on these days and hand them all over to me. Means I earn more money.
Right.
They can't handle it, you know.
It must be rather rough.
But surely there's something that you don't want your hands dirtied with. Something you'd rather forget about and let someone else take care of.
Let's say that you owe me one favor.
That will work.
At which I can cash in at any time.
Sounds perfectly agreeable.
Good. Good. I thought you would agree. So, in that case, should we talk somewhere a little bit more private than this?
Yes, let's.
Yes. By all means.
She kind of like clicks her fingers, and the two girls over by Calium just leave.
Sorry, bud.
No, it's cool.
You had your chance.
She one night plants a kiss on Calium's cheek as he leaves. He probably like blushes incredibly. Mist walks out of the way. She looks over towards Calium. You can come over now.
Yeah, I'll Mist walk over to her.
She nods and she Mist walks behind you.
Whoa.
What?
And she's like leaning over your shoulder and like whispering into your ear, I can do that too, you know.
Oh.
That is quite the talent you have there.
Your soulmate.
Calium, you got her Misty.
Where did you learn such things?
Look at Jim Davis's face getting every It's a face that can't not be laughed with.
Thank you. Thank you.
So she's not Elvish, is she?
She's totally not Elvish. She's human. And she says, well, I'm not sure that I need to answer that question. After all, we're here to talk business. Perhaps we can get personal later.
I would be interested in that.
So, what do you know of my people? Would be a good question, I suppose.
You're cannibals.
Yes and no.
Well, what parts yes and what parts no?
Fucking question we all want to know. Like, that's the important shit.
I guess for most people, verging on the yes. But none of this stealing orphans, eating children. We only eat men.
A particular reason?
She says, it's so much easier.
Oh.
Kind of feels like doing the world a favor, you know?
I can see where you're going with that. Certainly.
And how do you
tend to get in the way a little bit, you know? You men with your big swords going everywhere.
Yeah.
I
feel you.
I think the question we all want to know is, how do you choose these men? That is what is important to us.
Almost if ever hungry. I joke.
It's a good joke.
Thank you. I've been practicing. I don't get to tell it enough, you know, it's difficult telling people. Yeah.
I imagine it sends most people running.
Yes. Most of them are drunks, you know, the dregs of society who no one will care who goes missing. Often those who will hurt the girls here or the boys as well. Yes. Not as the clientele that I would be really interested in finding around here, you know, the good flesh. That's rich flesh.
So what you're saying is that you want us to find you a nice meal?
Oh, no, I don't need you to do that for me. I can do that at any time I want. It would be breaking the rules, but no, I just wanted to know how much you know and inform you of any misinformation that might have come your way from Salvador.
Oh, I see.
Tend to get a bit of a bad rep, you know.
It's going to take a lot to send us running, I think.
So I hear. My second question then would be, how can I help you?
Well, we are in this for the long haul, and at the end of that, we'd like to see all of the 100 dead. So, How can you help us accomplish this goal?
There's 100 dead. Now, you have been killing a fair few of them.
Mm-hmm. And there's a festival coming up.
Oh, it's the festival. Yeah.
Yes.
I have to thank you for the murder of the others. We have a few friends in the morgue, and, well, the samples that were sent my way were delicious.
Yes, I believe our man Wyrme pre-cooked them quite nicely for you.
Ah, yes, in the style of the suicide chicken, I hear.
Yes, it's becoming all the rage.
Well, I suppose the first thing you could do is send any bits you get our way. Our organization will be particularly interested in harvesting any rich blood that you find, any flesh which you think will be particularly tasteful.
Okay. All right. Ajax is curious about all these creatures that drink blood and eat flesh, and it's just
a little
feels like there's a part in his mind where he's like, maybe I'm missing out.
Well, you did almost turn into a vampire.
I would totally go back and try to plead for being a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, Lucy, how many exactly do you number?
Well, there are not many of us, but we are highly talented. Let's put the number at under 50.
Still a significant force in the right circumstances?
We are not soldiers, if that's what you're thinking. We will not march in order for anybody.
We don't want soldiers. We want killers.
But we also need information, and I would assume that you have people in certain places that can gather that information, do you not?
We do, yeah. Whilst I may be in the backwater here, there are some friends of ours who are in some very high places indeed.
Well, it would appear that we could possibly work together then. You supply us with information in order to take out the 100, and in the wake of the carnage, you get fed. Now, I only have one question. You don't do any kind of contract work with any meatpacking or jerky companies, do you?
Can't say that I do, no.
That is good. That is very good.
Best fucking question ever asked. Oh my god!
I would hate to have unknowingly joined your order.
This is some hard-hitting penumbra journalism right here.
Yeah.
Elvadine's going to get to the bottom of this.
She shakes her head. That's a no. She says, "It has also not escaped my notice that there is a very high bounty upon all of your heads."
There is.
Yes.
And, well, Ajax. There is one other thing, I suppose. There are very many in my order who particularly are interested in you.
Is that a fact?
That is indeed.
Any particular reason you care to share with me?
None as of now, but let us just say that you are a fine specimen. She looks down at your kilt. But we also notice that you fight with such a rage. It almost looks as though you do not care for your own life.
At this point, Ajax kind of looks towards the middle distance. My life is only as good as many of my enemies as I can bring down. They've taken everything from me.
Indeed. So, would you say that once this is all over, once you have achieved your goals, you would be willing to make a sacrifice? If that is what it took.
If that's what it took. If that's what it took to kill them all, then I'm your man.
Then in return for me and my organization's help, you'll feed us some bodies. along the way that you'll find, and at the end we will take Ajax.
That works.
Very well.
And he kind of like walks to a corner and considers the decision that he's made.
She looks towards Vadin and Calium. You can have a moment on your own if you want to.
Yes. Must confer with my colleagues. And I'm going to move over close to Ajax. Are you sure about this?
Hell, no. But what else am I going to do? Flee to the Dwarven lands and live in exile with them? Or live in the swamp for the rest of my life? I don't. The day we escaped, after they tortured us and broke us at Alistair, our life has been over. I'd rather die knowing that I got my revenge than fall in a gutter somewhere to an assassin's blade or strung up on a noose.
Yes.
If these people can give me what I want, then I'll give them what they want.
I'll not dissuade you. Perhaps we won't even survive this.
Perhaps we won't even survive, and they can feast on my rapidly cooling corpse.
No. Either way, they get you, right?
Either way. And hopefully we get a lot more of them on the way down.
All right. Turn back around to Calium and Wyrme. Or I guess Wyrme's been looking out, right?
Yes. We'll come back to Wyrme here in a second.
Okay. Well, Calium, do you have a problem with this arrangement?
Ajax's life is his to live or give. Besides, there is no way we survive this, regardless. If I fall, and I look over to Lucy, if I fall in battle, feel free to do whatever you want.
Oh, yours we must preserve. You are one of us.
I want to kind of press her. What, tell me, is all of your order Walkers of the Mist?
We are.
I want to, can I see if she's lying?
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. At a plus nothing, 7.
Lower than average. Difficult to say. She's got quite a good poker face. And she is a cannibal, so she's potentially unhinged as well.
Have I heard of any mist-walking factions that also eat people?
You could roll me a history check.
That's one that I might be able to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, neat. 12.
Slightly above average. That'll do you well in a whorehouse.
So, yeah, oh yeah. You know that, like, your main group were in the marshlands, right? But there weren't many of you, really. It's kind of like a Yoda Jedi situation, right? There's like a couple of you guys sort of there who are learning this ancient art, which was thought to be long lost in these ancient mists out there. You have heard rumors that there had been like an off-split group before you joined, but no one really talked about it. You know, it's kind of like like mum doesn't talk about the ex-boyfriend, you know what I mean, like the old husband sort of thing. It's kind of like you're coming into this new family scenario, you didn't really ask about it too much.
And there were no eating people parts of those rumors or stories? I mean,
you heard that they were like a darker branch, right?
Darker, got it, yeah.
They walk in like the dark mists.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I have no reason to doubt her. That's, I mean...
Yeah. Okay.
I look
So
forward
she
to
says,
meeting them.
Well, we will communicate through me. You must presumably have a place where we can meet and discuss our next plans. After all, if you're looking to make a hit or several series of them, then it is best that you consult me first.
Very well. We are staying at the Vanderhouse.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Clutch.
Impressive.
Really clutch.
There it is. There it is. Anyway, yes, you can find us there.
Wow. Yeah.
We will leave a blue flower in the window up top if we need to contact you for a hit.
She nods knowingly. And as you're leaving, she says, Calium, a word, if you will.
I step aside with her.
Yeah. She kind of pulls you to the side just as, Ajax and Vadin are leaving. And she says, you are one of us. You trained in the marshlands, correct?
I did not. I trained in the Yasin Mountains. But my home is in the marshlands. That is correct.
We would very much like to invite you to our home at some point. Although we would wish to know your intentions, for it seems as though you, along with Ajax and your other friends here, are set on a suicide mission.
We have debts to settle. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, if you pay those debts and still find yourself alive, then you should visit us. There is a life for you, perhaps.
I'll give her the nod.
She lets you walk out, and let's go back to Wyrme. So, Wyrme, you've been watching this door, this room 47, right? And there are like a fair few bouncers that like come up and do rounds around here. So if you're like staying in any one place, they're gonna find you. So presumably you found some kind of hidey hole somewhere near.
Yeah, he definitely would have been looking for some place to kind of stealth.
Nice. Actually, roll me a stealth check here. I want to see the the level of place you found yourself in.
What could
Just
possibly go wrong? All right.
That's a 13.
So you pretty found yourself in like a potted plant. And you're like whoop, appearing through and hiding back in whenever the guy comes by. You've been watching the room. There are like sounds of conversation coming from within, and it's pretty much been that. Is there anything you'd have wanted to have done in the next the 5 or so minutes that the guys have been having that conversation?
Yeah, so I guess like I would, in between the rounds of the bouncers, I would try and sneak up to the door and try and listen through the keyhole or something.
Okay, yeah, roll me a perception check.
All right, I'm really good at these too. Perception, that's a thing. No.
No, it's not.
No.
Not anymore. I've deleted.
That's a 7.
Perception. You don't make out a great deal of their conversation. You don't make out like the full extent of it. But you do hear this kind of raised voice, which makes it a little bit easier. And you hear a male voice saying, "And that's why I'm saying we need to be on the lookout, because they're out there. They're coming for us." And then the guard kind of comes by, and you have to like pop into the plant again, and you kind of come back in again. It's like, I don't feel safe at all. And then pop back up, and you get like clips of this conversation where a guy seems pretty anxious about someone coming for him, and he says, you actually hear the last chance that you get to get one of these snippets before your friends come out. So, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And then Calium, Ajax, and Vadin pop out. With a... They just pop out. Pop right out.
Pop right out.
Where'd Wyrme go?
With a couple of eggs out of such.
So Wyrme will also pop right out. Not to be outdone. Out pop.
No, you can't out pop the worm. He is
No.
he's popping.
This is what the game has been reduced to.
Gentlemen, he's in there, and I think we can turn him.
This is why we need alignment.
You think we can turn him, Wyrme?
Yes, he's scared.
So you think if 4 wanted men come in there and give him a little talking to, that's what he needs?
He's talking to someone else about if he can't beat them, join them.
Then we kill the someone else and convince him to join us.
What if it's one of the women folk?
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't want to do that, then. We can always wait and see who it is before we decide whether to kill them or not.
I could open the door if you like.
So that's the plan? Go in there?
I mean, is there another way to play D&D?
To clarify, we decide if we kill them when we see them.
The plan.
That's how most of my encounters walking into rooms happens, really. Walk in, just say.
Well, I mean, I think with Wyrme, we could easily kill them without opening the door. So it's a question that we have to ask. Yeah, let's get the door open and see who's in there.
19 thieves' tools.
You pop it right open. And that door, it's open now. And do you want to just peek it open? Do you want to bust it open? What kind of deal?
It's just gonna swing kind of gently open, and Wyrme's pulling out the thunder cannon and resting it against his shoulder, and kind of gonna stroll in,
Strike a pose at the door.
Yeah. While his serpent kind of comes out of the bag of holding, Salvador to me, and is coming out, and just there's 15 foot of metal snake moving to flank.
Yeah.
And then I just imagine those guys.
Pretty solid snake.
Hopefully, guys.
So as you walk in, the guy is in the midst of backhanding this woman, basically, for speaking out against him. She is clearly a woman of the night here, and she kind of she's got a bleeding lip as he's "Don't talk back to me!" And this guy, he's covered in sweat. He looks pretty raggedy, stressed, paranoid. Looks like he hasn't slept at all, and on top of it, he's just Hitler's woman, the bastard.
Human mating rituals always confuse me.
And she doesn't look into it. Yeah.
Trust me, Wyrme, he's not doing this right.
She doesn't call him her father. She as you guys walk in, she kind of looks up in shock and screams. And this guy turns in panic and he's, I knew it! I knew they were coming!
Because I got a feeling that Wyrme is got this situation under control. I'm just gonna pop up behind the guy and just kind of draw a sword and let these guys continue to intimidate and mess with this guy's head.
Yeah.
Just want to kind of surround him a little bit.
All right. So yeah, you SWAT team into this room, presumably closing the door behind you.
Yes.
Yeah, Ajax will stand in front of the door.
Nice.
Is there any other exit out of here? Is there a window or anything?
There are windows, yeah. He does look a little bit nervously like he might jump in, and Calium appears behind him.
Don't even try.
What? I know what you're here for. I know who you are.
What are we here for?
You're Pete.
I go by many names.
Pete the Torturer, they call you. You get inside people's minds and you fuck with them.
Yes. So we don't want that to happen now, do we?
And you are Ajax, the rage-skirted. And you entice people in. You're a seductress. And that's And that's when you kill them with the axe that comes out from underneath your kilt.
Yeah, that's a new one, but it's
essentially accurate.
Pretty accurate.
And you, and he looks over his shoulder at Calium. You're the edgy guy. You're super edgy about it. And scary.
Word edgy guy to you.
Remember this shit, Will.
kind of bad with women. And he looks towards Wyrme. And you're the suicide chicken guy. My God.
Those chickens were already dead this time.
I heard those chicken screams.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what your screams will resound like, can't you?
No actual chickens were ever hurt in a Saver Dice broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
True story.
Only our souls.
So, Sir Alistair.
Well, I went to a dark place, didn't it?
Really dark. Yeah.
I'm in kind of a dark place right now, so this is cathartic.
Yeah.
So Sir Alistair.
He's like sweating buckets. Like you can see, he's like relieving himself on the floor right now. Like he is scared.
So it seems to me that you would do pretty much anything for us to not kill you. Yes. Yes. At this point, you can see that the girl in the room is like edging her way around the corner of the room, trying to get to the door. You know, like, want to be away, as you guys are talking to this guy. Anyone stop her, or she'll probably get out the door.
I mean, I Ajax will crack the door open for her, but he'll just kind of like you didn't see us.
Right.
We could always leave you in here with him.
Just think now you don't have to worry about switching shifts.
Yeah, Calium actually recognizes this woman.
Uh-oh.
Oh, his wife's not dead.
It is Brianna, who
This
has
is Brianna?
she lost her job as a maid and fell on hard times.
Oh
And-
my god.
Quite literally.
Yeah. And she kind of looks at Kelly and she's like, it is you. And there was exploding turkeys at that. And she looks at Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
You're the cook.
Serving girl, but yeah.
Scullery maid.
Scullery maid.
I left you counting the pumpkin seeds and then everything blew up.
I'm gonna walk over to her and
Yes, it was probably his fault.
What did you do to those pumpkin seeds?
I'm gonna walk over to her and like bow my head and like take her hand and kind of give it a gentle, gentlemanly kiss and just be like, I apologize for the things I had to say. Tough times, and we had things to accomplish.
I lost my job. I lost everything. I've ended up here.
I look over and snap at Sir Alistair. Give me your coin purse.
She was hardly worth it.
I don't think
reach for my sword.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the conversation was delightful. And he hands over his coin purse.
I hand it to her.
So
This should
once again,
compensate for your troubles. Again,
Yeah,
we
she
apologize.
She slaps you in the face.
I might have deserved that.
Well, I'll be on my way now.
Quietly.
Yes.
Quietly. And she like moves away. She is out of here.
Later,
Eye daggers all the way.
Oh,
And yeah,
she made out like a bandit, man. Like she's fine.
she looks to Ajax and she looks down at the kilt and she says, "You too." Sad tap on the shoulder. You can get out of this life.
Oh, I find it quite comfortable and freeing.
Listen, if I could get out, then you can too. It's no life.
she's gonna write a book about it now.
Thank you for your compassion, Brianna.
Give him a slap for me. And
I will.
she had...
I'll go backhand him right across his mouth. The lady said.
I might have deserved that.
You managed to slap Calium and Sir Alistair in the same slap. It's kind of
like a Three Stooges moment.
Mating ritual's so strange.
So Sir Alistair is so now that is out the way. Maybe we could retire to my mansion, get some brandy down us, relax.
I don't think we should do that just yet.
No, that's of course stupid idea.
What assurances do we have that you won't sick all your men? How many do you have, by the way, at your mansion currently?
Men, oh.
No guards.
Oh, like...
The people that should be protecting you right now.
50 of them. You get the strong impression he's lying about that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
He's like trying to think of a number. You can see him like 1, 2, 3, 50. But you did notice that his coin purse was like particularly large. Like really, like he was carrying a lot of coin on him. Either he was up to some like depraved shit with Brianna, or like this guy is like really loaded. He says, but it's not the guards themselves that I have. I don't have a lot of armed forces. It's my friends at the bank, the banks of Ostwald that are our main friends.
Vadin, you could mark him.
I can mark him, can't
With
I?
your magic, if he goes back on his word, you'll explode like one of those chickens.
My goodness.
Yes, I think I shall. And I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy to make my voice a little louder. And then I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy again, using the different spell words to make my eyes glow. And then I'm going to touch his forehead and cast Thaumaturgy to make lightning like thunder crackle outside as I finish the incantation. And
luckily, he was just from a loot box, and he goes down a level.
Oh man!
But he will remember that.
Okay.
Next time you meet.
Yeah.
Ranger. Yeah. So he's like,
So, just so you know, if you were to try to betray us, you will not enjoy the pain that you will endure before death finally rips away your mortal flesh.
No, I hate pain. I anything you need. I was just thinking that if I can't beat you, everyone knows that you're out to kill all the 100. Maybe I could help you.
Oh, how would you help us, do you think?
Well,
since it's such a good idea that you brought up.
Well, you see, I've never really wanted to be a member of the 100.
Yes, who wouldn't want to be rich and have all the power?
Well, I've already made my money. You see, my friends at the banks of Ostwald are set me up for life, as it were. You guys remember that sleazy chap you met before, name check Thurwell, had a gun for Longford.
Gun for Longford.
Yeah,
totally had a meeting on a bank of Ostwald, and you had heard rumors from Tad from him that there was troubles at the bank, that the global economy of Ostwald and Penumbra was like in a lot of trouble after the War of Thorns, and that he had a meeting of the bank, somehow that was connected. So he brings that one up. Yeah, well, I could have. I mean, it's almost unheard of, but I would be happy to step down from my position. If everyone thought I was dead, then I could give the title to someone else who might be able to use that power and influence. And I would retire to the mountainsides, get away from all this nastiness. So much stress being a member of the 100. You wouldn't believe everyone's trying to kill you or backstab you or weasel you out of money or try to get you to start a war or send your troops off to kill some horrible, dirty, filthy rebels. Oh, sorry. You know what it's like, though. I wouldn't mind getting out.
Will, do we know how this works? Can he bestow this honor upon anybody? Could he bestow this on Salvador, perhaps?
You have to be a family member, but here's the thing. Like, being a family member is very similar to how it was in, like, ancient Rome. So, like, you could just adopt sons, basically. Like, Julius Caesar adopting Octavian Caesar became his son, therefore, next in line. So, yeah, that is totally a thing. You can, like, adopt sons.
So he could adopt Ajax.
I like where Cody's going with this, where Calium's going with this is Salvador is our first off. It would secure his loyalty, I think.
And it might put him in position to better
suit us,
stab people in the back and make arrangements and be in the right circles.
Yes.
And he would either have to be dead, and it had to be written into the law, so he'd have to sign a thing, which is the adoption papers, basically. It's a very difficult process. Or you could, like, fake his death, which is what he's suggesting, right? Like, he's suggesting, oh, I'll just escape to the mountains.
Yeah, yes, we will fake your death.
He's like so scared of you guys that he totally believes it.
Yeah. We just want to get rid of the 100. Yes. How it happens is we're still one less 100.
Yes.
Ajax eyes him.
We have
like a
someone that
wolf
you
and a rabbit
can bestow this particular honor on, and by doing so, we will help you make your escape. Now, meanwhile, and I kind of look over at Elvadine, I wouldn't mention this particular conversation, even this powerful magic. I've seen the work it can do. Isn't that right, Elvadine?
Yes, you are correct.
Awful business.
Right. That sounds terrible. Terrible.
I so love it when he does the thing.
Anything I can do to help. Anything at all. I can get my lawyers to draft something up tonight.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Your connections at the bank, how deep do they run?
Oh, it's as deep as blood, my friend. Yes, yes. Most of my family run the first bank of Ostwald.
Yes.
Although I hear that it's not going so well at the moment. Another reason for me to skip town.
Well, perhaps they can. You can schedule a meeting with them to help them with stabilizing the economy.
Yes, that's a good idea. I could schedule that for 2 days from now, perhaps.
Perfect.
Great. He's like really happy to be helping out.
Yes.
So maybe I'll just go back home and I'll get my lawyers to draft that up and schedule a meeting, and we can meet back at my place and then we'll plan how to get me out of the city. You must know ways.
We do. We know ways.
Do we know? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure that you've done quite enough to earn our trust yet to let us let you out of our sight like that.
Perhaps, yes, you have the mark, but let me just ask you a question. And I'm going to cast a subtle suggestion.
Thought I was going to hear fireball, but okay.
No. Not quite.
Let me just ask you something.
And we burned down a whorehouse.
Yes. No. Yeah. We don't want burning in a whorehouse. That spreads. I'm going to just basically tell him, like, you should go home and tell no one of what has occurred here and have your lawyers draft up your next of kin. that being Salvador, whatever his last name is. And
You
then
don't know.
yeah, that being Salvador, and then immediately return back here. You should do this before dawn.
Very, very well. Then I should go right away.
So I don't know if you want to roll for him or.
Oh, this guy, he is pretty much under your thrall right now.
Okay.
He believes that he is cursed, and he is just, scumbag level.
Cool.
So he's running off. He can't be out of here fast enough, He's...
I believe that we will be seeing him very soon.
Let's hope so.
We could inform Salvador of the situation and have him work out the details.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we can have our meeting with Tad and discuss this business with the cannibalistic Mistwalkers.
So,
Yes.
do you eat people too, Callum?
I kind of look down as convincing as possible. Only on Tuesdays.
Be glad that this is Wednesday.
I am not worried. I am a kobold. I am not a people.
Oh, kobolds are people too.
Yeah, kobolds are people.
Come on,
too.
man.
Come on, Dave. We're better than this.
So, what do you think the chances of us running into Brienne again?
That's wild. I'm glad to see she made it out alive.
I think if we run into her one more time, she becomes part of the group.
Like, she could be like a mascot, or could even fight in the front line.
We could have given her a job cleaning up our hideout.
Kind of like it. So it's just a little messy.
It's so funny because earlier on in the week you'd put out an ad for a new cleaner. So
Yeah.
you never know.
You never know. Sometimes life just finds a way.
Yeah.
A
Great man said that once.
About 10 seconds before Pruitt said it, I had this idea. I was like, and cliffhanger for this episode, the new maid is Brianna.
Do you guys want to go back and talk to Tad? Figure out where the fuck Needles is?
Sure.
Yeah, talk to Tad.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Pruitt,
Tad Talks.
is that a Lion King poster in the background, buddy?
Yes, behind Jim. Yes,
Yeah.
that's from the musical. That's my roommate is a huge fan of musicals. She loves them. There are quite a few.
Thought I would break immersion for everybody real quick and ask a question.
It's actually signed by the whole cast.
Fancy.
Well, check you out.
Let's go talk to Tad and see what's going on with Needles and the Black Hounds.
In fact, it's quite fitting. Above my head is a Salvador Dali painting, so it's quite I don't know. It's fortuitous.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Salvador did used to work in a deli for a while, so at this point
It's Salvador Deli. Yes.
Salvador Deli, which was
This is
It's a little hammy, kind of cheesy, but that's okay.
he's putting himself through school.
he's trying to put himself through school just before he's a washerman. Just after the time that he became a tanner for a small time. Yeah. You guys are headed towards Ruby, the Oracle. And she is, she's an interesting lady. You hear as you're getting closer. There's like this one house in the middle of the kind of street, which is set apart from the others. No one's going around it, and people kind of murmur and kind of like steer clear of this house. You see that there are like totems and charms down this dingy kind of old back alley. You got like a Diagon alley kind of vibe going on down here, like totems and a little bit Tia Dalma as well from Pirates 2. And it totally looks like a creepy lady house, basically.
All right. Well,
Kind of reminds me of home.
Yeah. I assume this is noon the next day, right? We're about to be, so we can have our little chat or whatever.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go hunt her down. Is there a particular building or anything like that? I mean, do we know where we're going, right? Or are we gonna ask?
Yeah, you got you can see the house, creepy looking lady house, which is you set away in the center of the street.
That's what it says on the mailbox, creepy lady.
creepy lady in the middle of the street, set away from the rest of the street, is what it says.
Wyrme, perhaps you should knock.
Okay, I will pick the lock.
And I step back.
I just assume that's what they mean by
knocking on the door.
I think you should. Oh,
the 12.
I think you should say hello. I should kill them. Yeah. Excellent. No. Yeah. You're like fiddling with this lock, Wyrme, and you open it up. Like,
oh, it turns out it was open.
Well,
let's
know
go.
We're coming, maybe.
Perhaps.
All right.
Let's get in touch with Tad.
I missed the young lad.
We need to know how many enemies we have gained since a fortnight ago.
He reminds me of one of my clutch mates.
He's a good boy.
Well played, Pruitt. Well played. I appreciate that. As the group you head in, it's like scents waft in here, like really strong incense, like almost overwhelmingly powerful smells of like, you know, when you get like bunched herbs like round up together and really kind of like wringing out all of the like the flavor and the smells that form these strong kind of acrid flavors in the room, and your eyes are watering a little bit like you're walking through a room of cut onions. You don't see anyone around. You see through into a back room where you hear a little bit of humming. It's kind of and through these beads, it's not really a door. It's just like, you know, when you get like beads falling down and you can kind of pull them apart. Of this room, you enter in, you see a woman on her knees. She seems to be in prayer. And probably in her like 60s, 70s. This lady's looking pretty old, long gray hair. Really, really thin. And this song is almost entrancing. Calium, it's a song that you kind of recognize. This is like an old elven like folk song. This is a song that you would sing to like children trying to go to sleep. It's like a lullaby almost. And it's almost entrancing in its nature. It's very, very rhythmic, very repetitive, and it kind of draws you into the sound of it as you walk through this house. It's quite a strange experience. And she's just sitting there and she's just humming, and it kind of takes you back, to your people, I guess. Calium. And then for Vadin as well, you'd recognize this sort of song as being one of the elven folk, even if not necessarily yours. There's definitely a shared commonality there.
And she's just down here on the floor in this kind of prayer humming, right?
She seems to be, like totally into this moment. She doesn't seem to be seeing you guys. She's got a head down.
I'm gonna join in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join in, kind of humming along with her to try to like wake her up out of the trance to address us.
Absolutely. You kind of finish this trance and this humming as it comes to almost a crescendo. As you sat down next to her, she looks up. She has these two unseeing eyes, and she looks exactly like your wife, Calium. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Save with Dice.
Oh, Will Jones, you sexy bastard. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a fun session. I know we didn't get into a lot of combat, but my gosh, I laughed my ass off, and I love where this is going. So, guys, thank you for joining us. If you guys don't know, we got a fun little vote for a new t-shirt design. So go vote on that. I put the link wherever. If you guys are watching later on YouTube, you guys can do that. We'll make that available next week or something. But before we get out of here, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsors. Jim Davis, take it away. I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we've got some sponsors.
I'm kidding, buddy.
They make things that you should buy.
We want to thank our sponsors, ThinkGeek. Thank you guys for sponsoring us. There's links, there's Twitch panels, all that stuff. That is an affiliate link. So if you want to support the show, you're doing any birthday shopping or any Valentine's Day shopping for coming up here,
early Christmas shopping, mayhaps.
Christmas.
I'm serious.
Jesus.
It's not that far away, guys.
It's birthday season.
Birthday season.
Birthday season never ends.
Valentine's Day,
That's true.
Arbor Day.
Yeah, get something for the nerd in your life that you love, or just rearrange the words in that sentence till they make sense.
And if you're gonna do it, please, we'd appreciate it if you do it through the links. That would help out the show. Of course, we have Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. We love Fantasy Grounds, and every week it's fun watching Will learn a little bit more about it. So thank you, Fantasy Grounds, and all the maps that you guys see here on the show, even though we didn't have one tonight, are built in Dungeon Painter Studio by Pyromancers.com. You guys can pick that up on Steam for $14.99. And of course, we want to give a big thank you to Shapeways, which is your go-to destination for 3D printed dice and miniatures. Go check out that Matt Mercer mini that we were talking about earlier. It's pretty sweet. So, boys, you guys got anything else you want to add in here? Anything going on?
I have nothing more to add.
I don't know, but yeah.
That was perfection, what we just did.
That for sure, right?
Why ruin the moment?
I'll do a quick pitch on January the 27th. Crazy early in the morning. I think 10 o'clock or so.
10 a.m. Yeah.
I will be behind the screen, and I will be running a charity game on twitch.tv/unmadegaming for Jim Davis, for Andrew Armstrong with Don Forgecast, I think Jordan with Jorfden / Forgotten Realms Explained will be in that show. And
just silent.
Yeah. Mike is going to be running a 12-hour charity stream. So check that out, and we'll put some stuff up on Twitter and all that stuff for that. So if you guys are bored on a Saturday morning, come hang out with us. We'd appreciate it. That's it for me.
Good times.
All right, guys.
Fun.
We will catch you next week. We love your faces.
Stay nerdy.